This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Life gets easier with great assists, and State Farm is here to dish one your way. Get in touch over the phone or on the app to get the teammate you need. State Farm with the assist. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability and eligibility vary by state.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Becoming the most valuable sports franchise in the world doesn't happen without risk. A man who's willing to bet it all, and the players ready to make their own luck. America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, is the story of the 1990s Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones's impact on NFL history. Featuring interviews with iconic 90s players and more. Watch America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, August 19th, only on Netflix.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Hello and welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion with me, your host, Stephen Wallace. Today I'm back to the turf, or should I say the road, with Tom Dunlop on Tom's Big Bike Ride. Tom is taking on the mammoth challenge of cycling to all 60 British racecourses, aiming to raise an incredible £60,000 for charity. I caught up with him on his 2,600-mile journey just after completing the leg between Market Rasen and Pontefract racecourses. Hello, Tom. How's it all going today after your leg from Doncaster to Pontefract?
It's really gone well, actually. We started at Market Rasen today, so it's even been longer to Ponty. But it's been a good leg. 78 miles done today. And in the wind as well. The wind before at Donny was a bit hard, but it's been really good doing another 78 done, and we're up to 950 miles now.
I obviously didn't read your plan very well, so I would have been no good organising this mammoth task, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. You must be sleeping well.
I do actually, yeah. Well, the only thing is, when you're going to each race course, it's a new bed. So sort of, you go to a friend's house, it's a new bed, or the hostel, the race courses. And it's sleeping well enough, but it's just interesting how you just wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, oh, right. But no, but everything's going well. Recovery's been brilliant. And legs are feeling amazing, like normal.
Well, you're only 19. Have you had any niggles and pulls?
Not a lot, really. Sort of I think my hamstring on the right side is a bit sore, mid-ride, but it normally has to warm up in the morning, then I get going at the end. But not anything serious yet, though.
Well, fingers crossed for the next, was it
21 days?
21 days. You must be counting them down. The big question, why did you decide to do Tom's Big Bike Ride?
So it was all going to be fun at first. So we thought the idea up at the at Cartmel Racecourse, which we were just having a chat. We're like, oh, Tom, we should do a charity thing, because I did one in 2020, running the Gallops. And so we thought of a challenge, maybe running the courses as well as cycling to each one. And the logistical thing was, it's going to be too long in the day, so this would be like sort of an hour at each course if we run them. So actually we dumped the running and actually then did the cycling. But it's been a big task trying to get it done, but we're loving the opportunity for it, though.
And you're during your gap year. I know gap years you do a lot of travelling. This is a different way of travelling in your gap year.
Well, so I started travelling in December, and I finished in June. And then actually after that, I got training. I did 600 miles training for this big mammoth task. And then actually after that, we just got going. 28th. Was it 27th? Oh, one of the dates. But we've been kicking along well, and we're not stopping.
Yeah, I bet it's difficult to know what day of the week it is.
Well, I thought it was I think it was a Friday today, but no, it's Thursday.
And just for listeners, can you let us know your racing background? When you hear the name Dunlop, if you're a racing fan, you do listen.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the son of trainer Harry Dunlop, who actually is the son of a legendary trainer, John Dunlop, who won many Gold Cups and many derbies, which is amazing. And also we've got my uncle Ed, he's in Newmarket. So it's a big Dunlop dynasty, who are all involved in racing as well as the fundraising side. With my grandpa raising a lot of money for the Stable Lad Foundation, and my father doing racing welfare, walking up in Yorkshire. But it's been brilliant to have another bit of fundraising under the belt for the Dunlops. But it's going to be a big task doing all these 60 race courses. We've done, I think, the 27th now, today, to date. So we've really got 33 to go. But we're doing well.
So do you think now you are aware of the enormity of the challenge?
So I can see why people were like, "Oh my God, this is," because normally people say to me, "You must be mad or crazy to do it," but actually, if you do it one day by day, it actually doesn't look too bad because I've done a big bulk already, nearly 1,000 miles already. And we've done a lot of courses, but now we're on the climb up to up north now. So we've got all these clusters of Yorkshire race courses which are going to get done. But then after that, we just go up to Perth and then we're through down south. But look, it's going to be massive. It's been a big challenge, been a bit hard, but we just have to grind it out.
I think you're right, taking it one day at a time. I did run 2 marathons a long while ago, and you've got to just keep going and focus on the next part of the run. You can't start counting the miles,
No.
or in your case, the days down because that will make it even harder.
Well, that's the thing, because I on my device which I do the routes on, normally it does. I don't look at the mileage at all in the day. I look at the route and I just count the miles down on the route, and it's brilliant. It's really helpful actually.
You'll know where all the race courses in the country will be at the end. I mean, people do this and say they've been racing to all the different race courses. You're doing it in a different way.
Yes, well, I think Richard Hoyles, he said he's gone to every single race course to commentate, but in a car. So I'll say to him, well, I did it in a good old bike, which is still going strong. We've had 12 days without puncture, so touch wood, we're not going to have any more.
And can you let listeners know the charities that you're raising money for?
Absolutely. So I'm doing it for the Injured Jockeys Fund, who are based in Lambourne, Newmarket, and Yorkshire, and Malton, who help every single bit of the jockeys, as well as the financial side for the family if they get injured or cannot do their job anymore. But it's such a good charity which helps so many in the racing world. And we just really want to support them. And also, I've got my other charity for diverse abilities, who are amazing. And when I went down to their centre down in Herne, I had a tour around. It was like amazing how they help every single disability, hidden or you can see it. But it's just and it's just been something that really has, and everyone's come back and said, "Oh, thank you very much for doing it." And I've seen many beneficiaries from the Inch Jockeys Fund as well, who have actually benefited from it, and I'm really happy that I'm doing it.
The Beehive charity in Dorset, you've got a personal connection there as well.
Yes, so my godmother actually, she has a son who has Angelman syndrome, which is a rare genetic syndrome which affects the verbal and the physical side of him. He's called Ollie, and he loves the centre so much. He enjoys it. He plays with everything. And the thing is, also the other thing is, the mothers and fathers, they can do whatever they want. They don't have to worry about the other parents looking at them in a certain way. They can just do what they do.
You are listening to The Paddock and the Pavilion with Stephen Wallace. Follow Tom's journey on Instagram at Tom's Big Bike Ride and click the link in the show notes to donate. And remember, you can find The Paddock and the Pavilion on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and on our YouTube channel. Planning the route, that logistically is quite a major task. How did you go about that?
So we got a specialist in for that, who stewards actually at Goodwood Racecourse. He did the Magnolia Cup today. Oh, not today. At Goodwood last week. But he helped me so much with the route. And he's built every single route for the 33 days. But it's been a tricky task, but he was up for it and he got it done. But it's been, I mean, the other thing side is the logistics side of the food, because I have to eat about 4,000 plus calories a day, which is bonkers really for many people. But when I'm cycling 70 plus miles a day, you just have to get it in. And Mom's been on hand there, driving the good old van, who Claire and Jim Bryce actually, who own Roanhurst actually for Warren Great Treks. They actually gifted the van nicely, and they also got a F2 paint job on it. So actually now it's got all our writing on it, with the sign. It's been brilliant. It's been a tricky task, but we've flown through it though.
To put it in perspective, you've said already, I think on the podcast, it's 2,600 miles, Land's End to John O'Groats, and that's only about 700, isn't it?
I think so. One of my old teachers, he did it on a tandem. He did it 800 miles. He did it 100 a day for 8 days. And the thing is, I'm doing that another 2 times. I got to do it, so I've now turned around and going through Devon now, all the way back up to John O'Groats.
And support. What support have you got available on the journey? You've mentioned that the van. There's also a very important person who's currently sitting next to you. That's your mum.
Yes, he's been amazing with everything. It's a big challenge, and you need a good support driver who could drive well. She's done London when she was younger, and she knows how to drive through the busy traffic of we've done Nottingham already. That was a tricky one, but she's been amazing help with the snack side and keeping me going. But it's just been a big task, and Mum's lived up to it.
And mentally, has it been tough as well?
Yes, so it's been going really well recently, until I had the leg from Fakenham to Leicester, which was 98 miles in total, and Storm Flores just came through, and the wind was going the wrong way, so that was going to the east, and I was heading west, so it just kept hitting me with the headwind over the fens in Norfolk and Lincolnshire. And it was struggling. I couldn't I got to 50 miles, still 48 to go, and it just got harder and harder. And then Mum said, "Come on, sit in the van, get you something in you." And it been turning around. Then I just got the head down, just thought, happy thoughts, just grinded out. And then someone actually nicely gave me £2,000, 1,000 for each charity, which
Fantastic.
morale was lifted heavily, and it's just been mentally, it's the grit which you need to finish a challenge.
We better bring Mum Christina in onto the podcast. Hello, Christina. How proud are you of son Tom?
Oh, extremely proud. I mean, it's taken a lot of fitness, a lot of determination to get, even to today. Though I slightly regret probably saying to him during his gap year, if you're going to have a gap year, then you've got to do something for charity, because I didn't quite expect it then to find myself in a van driving around Great Britain after him myself. But it's been a real journey together.
Plus, you've been extremely busy on the socials, on Instagram, Tom's big bike ride.
Yes, well, I'm not a natural, shall we say, I think, social content filler person. So it's been a bit of a baptism of fire, learning how to use Instagram and try and get the information out to as many people as possible. I think we've been overwhelmed, haven't we, Tom, by the numbers of people who are sending messages of support from all different areas of the industry and outside the industry, obviously with diverse abilities. And I think meeting some of the beneficiaries actually at the tracks, hearing their stories, how the IGF has helped them, how it's changed their lives, and his continued support them is really, really helpful, particularly, I think, for Tom when it comes to those really tough times when the wind and the rain are not helping matters. But no, it's been a special time so far, and I'm sure. But the only one thing we're worried about is we're going to hand over to my husband Harry at Weatherby. So I've laminated everything. I've stuck notes on all the boxes that say food, first aid, technical, and hope he'll just follow those instructions and carry on keeping Tom safe and fed and clean and fed and watered.
Oh, so Dad's going to be in charge soon then, Tom?
Yes, but I did have a quick dig at them at Goodwood Racecourse. I said, "Oh, Mum's seen the whole lot until Weatherby," and I said it might crumble. So not the best.
Abercrombie's viral denim sale is back, and Spotify listeners get an extra 15% off with code SpotifyAF. Abercrombie is known for their denim. With 30 to 50% off all jeans, find out how denim should fit. Shop the viral denim sale in the Abercrombie app, online, or in stores. Valid in stores and online through August 11th, 2025 in U.S. and Canada. Excludes clearance, price reflects discount. Code valid in U.S. and Canada through August 11th, 2025. Exclusions apply. See details online.
Are you feeling more fulfilled now that you're back to work? This Friday.
No. I need a vacation.
See the movie that critics are saying is an awesome.
Look at that.
Crowd-pleasing, fist-pumping, all-out brawl of a film.
You're right about that.
They're coming after our family. Go fix this.
Oh, my.
Nobody 2, rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-in and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
I'll be putting the link to the Just Giving page on the podcast and in the bio. How can they find the page to donate to the two charities?
So because it's two charities, we've gone with a fundraising page called Give Wheel. And if you go to Give Wheel and there's a small little box in the top right corner and you enter in Tom's big bike ride with apostrophe, it will then take you to the fundraising page. And of course, anyone is most welcome to make direct payments to the charity if they prefer one or the other, or indeed get hold of myself or Harry through the various channels that are out there.
And the target is to raise 60,000, I guess, because you're going to 60 racecourses.
Yeah, yes, it's 1,000 race course, which is going to be a big chunk to get, but we're steadily getting there. We're up to 20,000, so we're further the way there, and we're only 12 days in, so we're just going to see what happens, really.
I saw it myself, and you have had support from fellow cyclists en route. One of them was David Hunter, the CEO of Fakenham Racecourse, who joined you on the 4th of August. I spoke to David having a cup of tea in his office after the leg from Great Yarmouth to Fakenham, and this is what he had to say. David, how are the legs after this morning's bike ride from Great Yarmouth to Fakenham?
They're a bit achy. Certainly the last 10 miles is a bit achy and my knee's a bit hurting. But I've got here, and that was the main thing, because like most idle people, I had done zero preparation for it. Pulled up at Yarmouth at 9 o'clock, got the bike out of the back of the car, and had a delightful 5 hours bicycling with Tom, or just 4.5 hours bicycling with Tom, who's got much younger legs than I have. But it was great, and the weather was kind.
But did the weather get worse as you went round?
We got a few spots of rain on the outskirts of Norwich, and then the wind started picking up as the last 10 miles into Fakenham, and literally as we came up the racecourse road, it came a little bit heavier, and now it seems to have petered out anyway. But so no, it's been a fun morning.
And how many miles did you do today?
I think it's about just over 50, I think.
And
Just
how did it
over
come about, you being part of Tom's big bike ride?
Well, Tom is doing this amazing big bike ride around all racecourses, and Tom and his mother, Christina, emailed probably everybody, but they suddenly emailed me at the racecourse and said, can we, arrive at Fakenham from Yarmouth on today? And I said, absolutely, we'd love to see you here. We're not racing. And I said, if you don't mind, I'll get to Yarmouth and I'll bike with Tom. And that was a couple of months ago. So, I really am a silly old man because I had plenty of time to have got a little bit fitter, but I never really got around to it. But I'm pleased. I had a new hip put in about 4.5 months ago. So this has really sort of tested that. And the hip doesn't hurt at all. So that's good news. Well done, Mr. Hopgood, the consultant.
Oh, that's a
It's a perfect name for a hip and knee consultant, Hopgood.
And Tom's doing something really incredible, isn't he? Going around all the racecourses in 60, I think.
Exactly. And I'd asked him, he's done about 600 miles so far, and he thinks he'll do about 2,500 miles. But what was nice is that, the most sort of direct, or the way you would drive from Fakenham to Yarmouth, is on some really nasty dual carriageways, and then the dreaded Acle Straight, which is about 10 miles, the last bit to Yarmouth, which is dead straight, and there are lots of horrible accidents there where people get things wrong. So I was really dreading rather those bits of the route. But Tom, with assistance from a mate of his called Charlie Corbett, have mapped the routes everywhere. So it was all on small roads. I've seen bits of Norfolk I've never seen before, which is lovely. Been through some of the back roads in Norwich that I'd never seen before. Careering over speed bumps, so it's been fun seeing bits of my own county that I'd never seen before.
Well, thank you very much for giving us a report on your bike ride today from Great Yarmouth to your own course at Fakenham. And I think it's now time for a massage, isn't it?
It's time to finish my cup of tea, and then probably Tom will cycle on to my house. So I'm on the way to Yarmouth. Sorry, on the way to Leicester. He's heading to Leicester tomorrow. He's got a big drive. So I live 10 miles from here, and Tom and his mother are going to come over. They'll have supper with us, so I got to get home and cook roast chicken for all of us. And then Tom and his mother are staying here tonight at the racecourse in our stable lads accommodation before he will then set off from our house tomorrow for the big push to Leicester.
Well, you both should sleep well tonight, but you won't have to cycle all the way to Leicester.
I'm so relieved I'm not cycling to Leicester. Sorry about that, Leicester. But welcome, Tom. I know you will.
How did David get on then, Tom?
He did well. When I found out he was a bit older than me, I was like, oh right. But actually, he did really well. We had to get out of Yarmouth first, which was a bit tricky. But then we got on these lovely country roads, and he told me a lovely history lesson on the Fens, because I didn't have a clue about the Fen, and it was brilliant to know all this certain history of Norfolk. But he did well. We got to the race course, which is 55 miles in the end, so not too bad. But he did have to retire after that. He said, no, I'll let you go to my house to get the miles in. But he did very well. I'm very impressed with him actually doing it, as well as not having any fitness in because of his hip injury. But he's done brilliantly. I was really proud of him.
Yeah, he said he hadn't done any training for this, and I think he's probably about three times your age, I think.
Well, you never know. I thought he was under 50.
What's it like though when you have other cyclists with you? Has that happened on other occasions?
Yes, so we've had a couple of so the first 2 days you had cyclists, which was really, really helpful at times, except if they want to go fast they can. Such as where I got a 20k PB on the first day, which was not my best. But actually after that, it's been brilliant though, and everyone's been so supportive. And all my father's owners who are in the Rossi Syndicate, which is a cycling syndicate, Dad's Racing, they all want to come out and cycle. I've had 4 members of his cycling syndicate, and they've actually loved it. And also, we've also had big names such as Ray Cochran, who won a couple of derbies and 2 July Cups. he rode from Huntington to Newmarket. But everyone's been just so helpful, and it's been lovely to bike with them.
Yes, that's one of the one question I've got here from my friend Andy Bays, who cycled from Land's End to John O'Groats. And I think you've already said this. He says, have you found people kind and supportive on the way, wanting to know what you were doing?
Yes, so actually today we found actually a very nice man who came out and said, "Oh, this is on Facebook, and we wanted to come see you." And his poor son, who he did 300 miles for cancer research, on his bike, was very impressive. He sadly broke his collarbone, but he came out and said, "Very well done to me, of doing this." And I was really touched by, the support by them. But everyone's just been so helpful, and and the sport is growing, and I think everyone's being amazing, and all the race courses are loving me coming, and they're all showing me off their courses, and I'm absolutely loving this experience behind the scenes.
Plus, you've been on the radio, I think, as well.
Yes, I've been on Greatest Hits Radio. I did a quick Zoom call after I did the big Goodwood day of 90 miles. But we've also been on Nick Luck's podcast as well, which has been a really good experience for myself. But we're just seeing what happens and opportunities which erupt.
Plus, you had a race named after you at the 1642 at Great Yarmouth on Sunday the 3rd of August. We had the Tom's Big Bike Ride Confined Handicap.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed it so much. And he also went to me, "Oh, Tom, please, you have to present the prize." I'm like, "Oh, wow, this is an honour." And I absolutely enjoyed every single bit of it. And Yarmouth are amazing, who come and greeted me. But everyone's just been amazing. The race courses have all come out and full support for me throughout this big challenge.
The winning owner or the winning jockey should have got a mountain bike or something, shouldn't they?
Wow, they could have had one of my other bikes in the van.
So during this whole journey, what do you think is the biggest thing you've learned on the journey so far?
Oh, gosh. Well, I was put hills are my friend, I might say. I enjoy a hill, and they're not boring like a flat road, like the Lincolnshire flats. I think that's what I've learned. And if there's wind, I got told to just put into a low gear and just pedal, and just you just have to grind the wind out. But it's been in different aspects of certain parts, but we're just learning throughout.
And what's next then? Where are you going from Pontefract?
So today we actually have a rest day tomorrow.
You've got a day off, really?
Well, people say, "Oh, rest days." Sadly, we have so many miles to get in the bag for this massive challenge. We've got 20 miles tomorrow, Pontefract to Snaith, which is just in lovely Yorkshire. And then sort of on the roads, we're going to try and get to Beverley in the morning. And then we've got to get to York or whatever be the next day. So it's going to be a big next day. And then, but after that, I think it's just going to go.
Just teasing David Hunter, but he could probably do tomorrow then, couldn't he?
Well, you never know. You probably could have another leg. Why not?
We had a lot of offers of people wanting to do. I think it was at the Kempton Sandown leg, which, as you can imagine, isn't that far between them.
You must do Irish courses next year. I don't know how many Irish courses there are.
There's about 25 plus. Yes, we searched it up with 25 plus, which is going to be amazing. And Dad's very much on for me to do that. And he did it before I started the challenge. He was like, "Oh, Tom, we should do the Irish course." I'm like, "Dad, I need to firstly do this thing." But I think it'll be a big enjoyment. And after this, it'll be definitely an ambition to do the Irish courses as well.
Oh, I only wrote that down for a joke, and now you're almost committed to doing it. The Irish courses, yeah.
I know.
Oh, once you start it, you'll be like Michael Palin and things like that. You'll be going around the world.
Wow.
I wouldn't fancy doing the Australian courses anyway. Put it that way.
No, that's a bit far for me.
Well, thank you very much, Tom and Christina, for joining me on the Paddock and the Pavilion. The very best of luck for the rest of the Tom's Big Bike Ride, and I hope you reach your target of £60,000 for those two very worthwhile charities.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for having us on. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
You'll get more than you expect with McValue at McDonald's. Like deals on your late night go-tos when the party goes till dawn. And savings on their faves. So date night always passes the vibe check. Plus, when the fam shows up for the weekend, you can show out for breakfast.
Buy one breakfast sandwich, add one for $1. Only in the app. Limited time only at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.